Yes. So, I mean, last week we were talking about the Rose Cross.
Yes.
Weren't we? And it's on the back of the Thoth tarot deck. There we go. And it's not put there to make it look nice or pretty. It has a function. And as you said last time, there's a few functions that it could be with the Golden Dawn. One of them is that the members are supposed to wear it around their chest as a layman when they're during their ceremonies and rituals and everything else, and it balances the energies of the four elements in particular. It creates balance. So I mean, so if you had a predominantly air signs in your horoscope or earth signs, then it's going to balance things out. It also creates a harmony and balance between you and your clients as well. They don't know about this, but that's what's going on. So it's not just something pretty. It's not an adornment. It's functional. It's
a very powerful magic symbol.
Very powerful, very powerful. People don't realize that because it is a harmonizing thing. There are probably, I think it's about 16 or 17 crosses used by the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. And we have various versions in the Book of Thoth as well. There's a 5-petaled cross. And there's a 49-petal cross as well. There's Andrew's cross. We have, not in the Book of Thoth, but there is a Greek cross. The swastika is also a cross as well. So all of these crosses, when you see a cross, you're creating a balance and harmony of energies, particularly since Jung sort of established these things. And when people are in therapy and they're given art, painting and drawing to sort of as a therapy, at some point they invariably end up drawing a cross with a circle, which is where they're actually harmonizing their energies. It's a very powerful thing. So if you strip down the rose cross, what do you end up with?
A rose and a flower, a cross and a flower.
Simpler than that.
A circle and a cross.
Yes. Yes. It's as simple as that. It's a circle and a cross.
Yes, like Aleph means ox, and the word ox is also a circle and a cross.
Yes, yes, yes. But you can see it's the horizontal, the vertical, and the circle. That's kind of like IAO as well.
Yes, and what I also read, what Crowley said, is the rose cross is an equivalent to the Egyptian Ankh cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also a circle and a
symbol
cross.
Of life. I mean, in Jesus, it's a symbol of the cross, him on the cross, but that's also the point of resurrection as well. So there's a spiritual transformation that goes on. It's not about him dying. It's about being dying and reborn. So, I mean, if you want to be really arrogant about your tarot readings, people die and get reborn at the
end. Jesus is the rose then.
Huh?
Jesus is the rose.
Yeah. Well, in that sense, yes. So, I mean, if you strip it down, you have the circle and the cross. And, there's A. Waite. He really knew his Masonic and Freemasonry and the Golden Dawn rites and rituals as well. And he actually wrote a book on the Rose Cross. And he had an order of the Rose Cross as well that he created. So, and the book is huge about A. Never says things simply and straightforwardly. He writes for ages and ages and ages. But he makes, the Rose Cross is a huge part. Rosicrucians is another way of saying Rose Cross. So Crowley put the Rose Cross on every single card of the tarot deck on the back. But Waite's deck doesn't have that, does it? But what he did create was was the Celtic Cross spread. And what's the Celtic Cross?
The Celtic, as far as I know, the Celtic Cross is the first spread you learn when you...
No, what is a Celtic Cross?
The Celtic Cross is a cross and a stick next to it.
No, it's a cross. It's a cross with a circle.
Ah, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
As simple as that. Yeah. And we talked about the... there's 6 squares basically with a with a cross, with a rose cross, and you can fold them in to create a cube. And what you have on the left hand side of the Celtic Cross spread is what's above, what's below, and then the 4 sides. That is basically a cosmic cube. And as with any kind of geometric shape, where all the sides are exactly the same, what meaning you give them depends on where you're coming from and what you're trying to do. So everyone comes up with a different kind of, what's above you, what's below you, what's crossing you,
and the order in which they lay the cards as well. There's many I've already seen many different variations to this card. It's always the first is always the center, but from there on it goes all directions.
Yeah, because actually it is a design. It's a disguised, sort of blown apart rose cross, and so the 4 cards on the side are actually Atzelet, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asaya. And there are 4 levels of creation. Atzelet corresponds to fire, Bria is water.
Excuse me.
Yetzirah is air, and Asaya is earth. Yes?
Could we also consider them then the 4 levels of consciousness? Which are they again? Atzelet, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asaya? Or you have Chaya, Neshama, Ruach, and Nepesh?
You could do that as well. I mean, they're corresponding parts to the body as well.
Is that macrocosm and microcosm?
No, they just, you're doing it. Yes, basically you are doing that kind of thing as well. But I mean, I've seen, versions where, where it's, with the way they kind of done it is they've got Malkut at the top and Keter at the bottom. Ilbria, Atzelet, and Asaya. They flipped round.
So they're not in the right order anymore.
No, well, because if you don't know where it's coming from,
yeah, that's true.
You see, I mean, the names, immediate future, long-term future. I mean,
yeah, head, heart, past, future.
Yeah, it's.
Well, but it's just like in everything, you can read your cards in different levels as well. And I think everybody, when they start reading cards, you get this spread like the Celtic Cross, where you look at the question, this will cross your path, and then you pull your cards, you pick your cards, you put them in position, you take your book, and you work like this.
Yeah.
So this is the easiest way of working with the spread, which also works actually. I in my experience, I've had good experience with it.
In essence, the Celtic Cross is defining you at that point in space with the 6 directions, and then also with the levels that are there as well too. So it's like, well, where am I? There you are. And some people are holding the map upside down and they don't know. For Mark, Bart, are you going to pick 3 cards for us?
All right. Let me take me little.
So this is for Mark. How to
now? I've always.
I don't have any more information than this.
And I've always done the same way. And I see you cringing when you see me pick 3 cards. Give me instructions. I'm shuffling.
Shuffling and just grab 3 cards.
Oh, one jumped out.
Oh, one. Oh, what jumped out? The star card.
Yes.
Oh, right. We'll stick it back in.
Yes.
So that's the thing that Mark is avoiding for some reason. So that would be his because the star card is a feminine card, isn't it?
Yes.
So he's probably thinking he can't admire her or get her respect as much as he thought.
Guidance and nurturing and
Yeah, all those things. Will it be a disappointment to her?
I have shuffled.
Okay, so pick 3 cards and show me all 3 cards together rather than one at a time.
1, 2, 3.
Wow, gosh, good cards, aren't they?
Let me see. The Fool, the 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Discs. Yes, they are. They are 3 good cards.
Yeah, they're very good cards. The Queen of Discs is a very good card for a mother because she's kind, she's nurturing, she's practical. My mum was a Virgo. That's kind of a Virgo card, isn't it? The Queen of Discs, mutual earth, and she's talented. She's able to do things. The 4 of Cups is a card of luxury. It tends to mean the things that rich people do. They go pheasant shooting or holidays in expensive places and all that kind of stuff. Because you got money and you can.
Is that a bit decadence?
It can be. In Belgium,
this is just before debauch.
Well, there's 5 and 6 to come before debauch.
I know, but I mean the level of you can have fun, and then you can have it.
4 is the number of stability and order,
and manifestation as well. No,
it's manifestation, yes. So, and it's the fulfillment because it comes from the 3 of Cups, which is abundance, onto the 4 of Cups. So we've got totally different cards, haven't we, to the previous ones we've been doing?
Yes.
Where's all the angst gone? Where's all the, now with a full card there. So how can we look at these cards and advise Mark on this? I think basically he might be worrying that she won't be able to look after him in the way that he wants to. Perhaps he's a bit of a mummy's boy.
Well, for an exercise and the elemental dignities, so the Fool is air.
Yeah.
And this is disc, so they rule each other out. So this is the dominating card.
4 of Cups, luxury.
Yes, and there is no fire. This is another thing that.
So maybe he's wanting her to indulge him, and give him treats and stuff. It sounds like a dog, doesn't it? Give him treats.
It is his mommy.
I would say the mothering continues, but it's got the Fool in there as well, hasn't it?
Yes.
Maybe this is a long shot. Might be that she has a kind of spiritual dimension. She probably has a spiritual dimension because if he's on Facebook and interested in tarot and stuff, he probably has, and that he's looking for some kind of spiritual inspiration to come into his life from her. That could work, couldn't it? The only thing that's missing is the fire element. So it's slightly passive.
Yes.
But with the Fool in there, maybe he needs to spread his wings a bit and be a bit more independent, because you could see that as a kind of a comfortable picture. Mum cooks him tea every evening, does his washing for him,
Well, but and also here, the Queen of Discs, I see this as somebody who wants to leave a certain era behind, and start something new in life. And the Fool also represents a new start.
Yeah. So maybe he needs to, the question is, mate, how I want to improve my relationship with my mum. Maybe that comes from being more independent in some ways.
And
showing that you can look after yourself.
And the luxury means he's had it a bit too good.
Easy, yes.
He's had it a bit too easy, and it's on the brink of it's about time now that he's
a big boy now.
Adventure. Yes.
Yes.
And he depends a bit less on his mom, it's advises.
She needs to improve it, because that would suggest there's not a lot wrong with the relationship, doesn't it?
No, it's these are good cards.
Good cards. So he's just worrying about those things, or he's worrying about, will she be all right if he was more independent in his life? That could work too, couldn't it?
And
or he's worried that she's going to spend all his inheritance on fripperies. Will there be any left for me?
Yeah, let me see. Wait, I'm going to have a look like this. This course, I would read it, yeah. I mean, you've had it very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Talking about the lad who's asking questions about his mummy, the luxury car, you've had a very comfortable life.
Yes.
But
this is not mummy dear, is it? You know, this is...
No. Yes. I think we've said that. Do you think there's anything else to say about this?
I think that's the main things. It's
mainly about
be more independent, look after your mum, but also look after yourself, and maybe share some spiritual wisdom that's going to come out of all this as well.